A quiet farmhouse in Iowa hides one of America's darkest secrets. Inside, an entire family was murdered, and the house is said to still echo with their screams. On June 10, 1912, the peaceful town of Villisca, Iowa, awoke to a nightmare. Inside the Moore family farmhouse, 8 people, 6 children and 2 adults, were brutally murdered with an axe. To this day, no one knows who committed the crime or why. That morning, a worried neighbor entered the Moore home after noticing the family hadn't begun their daily chores. What he discovered was beyond comprehension. Josiah Moore, his wife Sarah, their 4 children, and 2 overnight guests, the Stillinger sisters, were all dead. Every victim had been struck repeatedly with an axe. The killer's behavior was bizarre. Every mirror and window had been covered, as if they didn't want to be seen. Food had been prepared in the kitchen, but never eaten. And most disturbingly, a slab of bacon was placed beside one of the bodies. The victims were Josiah Moore, 43, his wife Sarah, 39, and their children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul, ages 5 to 11. Their overnight guests, Lena and Ina Stillinger, just 12 and 8 years old, were also killed. Lena Stillinger showed signs of fighting back, suggesting she may have woken during the attack. The rest appeared to have been slaughtered in their sleep. The investigation that followed threw Villisca into chaos. The crime scene was compromised when hundreds of townspeople flooded the house, trampling evidence. Still, theories began to spread. One suspect was Frank Jones, a wealthy businessman and rival of Josiah Moore, with whispers of a personal feud and even an affair scandal. Another was Reverend George Kelly, a traveling minister who had attended the same church service as the Moores on the night of the murders. Known as eccentric and unstable, he even confessed once, only to retract it later. Others speculated it could have been a wandering drifter, slipping away into the night without a trace. Despite multiple trials, accusations, and endless theories, no one was ever convicted. The Moore house remained empty for years, and soon rumors of hauntings began to circulate. Locals spoke of footsteps echoing in empty rooms, whispers in the night, and shadows that seemed to move on their own. Today, the Villisca Axe Murder House has been restored and is open for tours. Visitors often report strange activity, doors opening, children's laughter, and the sensation of being watched. For some, the house is one of the most haunted places in America. Over a century later, the Villisca Axe murders remain one of the most chilling and mysterious crimes in U.S. history. Was it revenge? A crime of passion? Or the work of a madman who disappeared into the darkness? No one was ever convicted, and perhaps, the truth died with the killer. What do you think happened that night in Villisca? Leave your theory in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed for the next mystery.